Every business, I have 5 companies now. We'll do 100 million this year. I started every one of those companies with no money. 0 money, man. Just hustle and grit and courage. I've called on people I didn't want to be with. I've done things I didn't want to do, okay? It is not about doing what you love. It's about doing whatever it takes to make your dreams a reality, to be closed and stay closed. If you're not closed on your product, if you're not buying your own product, why would you expect anybody else to? Man, $400 is a lot of money. Your prospect says to you, $400, do it. Listen to me, man. You're 32 years old. You've been trying to save money for 20 years and you hadn't. Do it and do it now. I don't need anything special here. I'm not gonna be empathetic. Quit being stupid. Write the check. I don't know if the compliance guy likes that or not, but I know this. Look, if you believe in what you're selling, how many of you believe in what you're selling? Then close the deal. Then close the deal, okay? Learn to close and you'll never be without work. You'll never be without money. You'll have an organization that is booming in affluence. You'll have a pipeline full. You'll have appointments filled up, right? A group called me yesterday. I'm actually trying to do a deal with CNBC and the guy says, I'm interested. I said, good, I'll be there tomorrow. Call me back. I'm flying into New York tomorrow. What am I trying to do right now? By the way, I was supposed to be here today. I'll fly into New York tomorrow. I can be there tomorrow, Mr. Ackerman. Okay, how does that work? I can't do tomorrow. I was gonna be here anyway, man. I'm trying to close the deal. Let me close the deal. I'll figure out how to be in 2 places at one time later. Right? Some of you in the room, they're like, hey, I can see you at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, right? And the customer says to you, I'll see you at 4 o'clock on Tuesday too. Let me look at my calendar. Like you're so busy. Dude, that is so old. That is so old, and it's dishonest. It's dishonest, man. You want to see me Tuesday, 4 o'clock? I give you Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Agree to it. Done. Done. I'll call you if something changes. If there's an earthquake between now and next Tuesday morning, there's a massive earthquake and I can't be there. You think everybody will understand? Commit first, figure the rest out later. Close the deal right now. Fill your calendar up. Your calendar's got the devil all over it. White space on a calendar and you will meet the devil. You don't need to die, okay? You go 2 or 3 days without anything going on, how many of you start having doubts? You're in hell. Oh my God, this ain't gonna work for me. There's nobody coming in. I'm not gonna hit my target. Okay, I know what I'll do. I'll lower my target. Dude, that's the devil doing that, man. That's a criminal. Never, ever, if you're taking notes, never lower a target. Never lower a target. Never lower a target. Your mom and dad would tell you to lower a target. A manager might tell you to lower a target. Be reasonable. Be reasonable with yourself. Just bring it down a little bit. No, man, criminal products are created like that. A guy sees the girl that he wants. That's the girl. She says no, he goes to another girl. Right? Gave up on his dream. If you're gonna give up on your own dream, how are you gonna build an organization?
Need motivation?
Watch a top 10 with Believe Nation.
Hey, it's Evan Carmichael, and I make these videos because you are probably the most ambitious person in your circle, but you know you're capable of more. And you get that push by surrounding yourself with the best. So today, let's learn from one of the best, Grant Cardone, and my take on his top 10 rules of success. Enjoy. Rule number 2, let go of things that hinder you.
You will never, ever experience great change in your life unless you're willing to give up something that you have right now. Every single time in my life, I have had to give up something I wanted. I'm not talking about getting rid of the bad stuff. You got to get rid of something that you actually worked for to get. Might have been the house. It might have been, oh, my kids are in the best schools now. It's going to be something painful. For you to get to the next place, you have to give up something that you worked for really, really hard. So I sold my house. One day I had this cognition, hey, to get what you want, you have to give up what you have. That has been true for me throughout my entire life. I had to leave Lake Charles, Louisiana. Went to Houston, had to leave Houston once I got comfortable with my community and my friends. Had to leave San Diego, had to go to LA. LA is a pit compared to La Jolla. Nobody goes from La Jolla, California up to Los Angeles. Nobody does that. You'll leave Kansas City to go to Los Angeles because you want to be an actor. I met Elena within 5 minutes of arriving in LA. I sold my house. I didn't leave it vacant as a backup plan. I left this house, okay? Like, I couldn't buy this house today if I wanted to. It was so, like, it was a precious little treasure. I had to give that up. By the way, I had to give up being the mayor of my little town. Everybody knew me. There wasn't a restaurant I couldn't walk into. I could always get a seat. I could always get the best seat. I had it right in my hand. This is what I'm telling you guys. You have to be willing to give something up, and the moment you do, you better have your partner on your side. Whoever's in your life, mom, whoever's the big influence, that significant other person in your life, that you're gonna consult, that everybody's gonna consult. Every one of you are gonna, hey, what do you think, should I? You better have that person on your side. In my case, I was by myself. So my consultant was like, you gonna do this, dog? I called my buddy, Dale. Dale, you think I should? He's like, you're miserable, bro. You got everything you want and you're miserable. He's like, what do you have to risk? Sold the house, went to Los Angeles, lived in a hotel. I went from a house on the ocean to living in a hotel. The hotel room was probably like, I don't know, maybe the size of this stage. So please, please do whatever you got to do this weekend to figure out whatever you got to do to get rid of whatever is holding you back, most of which is something you worked hard to get. Okay? Maybe before the weekend's over, you could write down 2 or 3 or 4 things you worked really hard to get that you think you're supposed to keep. You got them already. You got it. You already did that. You don't have to keep it.
Rule number 3, deal with life head on.
People say the dumbest things. It could be family. It could be your wife, your husband. It could be a mom, a dad, an uncle, an aunt. It could be your kids coming from school. People say what they think. And what they think will be what they say. And what they say and think often enough, long enough, reinforced enough, I promise you, will be what they do. Okay? So look at some of the dumb things you say, like this. Here's one dumb thing people say. Time heals all things. Really. You get a splinter in your foot and you don't pull the splinter out. You don't look at it, confront it, and say, I gotta pull that little booger out. I gotta pull that little splinter out. If you just leave it there, you might get used to it. Yeah, you'll get used to it. 30 years goes by, you still got a splinter in your foot. Who knows, that splinter gets into your bloodstream, goes to your heart, spikes your heart, kills you. Time does not heal all things, folks. You know what heals all things? Taking a look at it. Having the courage to look at it. Hey, what happened to me? How did I screw up here? What hurt or what pain or what happened that I had a loss? I see people go through life with all these losses, unwilling to look at them, all crippled by the time they get older, not old, but they looking old, because they believe that time heals. Look, time heals when you confront it, when you look at it, when you pull the splinter out and take responsibility for it. Don't believe everything you believe. You know what I'm saying? Because some of the ideas you got, they just dumb. And dumb things will cause you to do dumb things.
Rule number 4, get real financial education.
For me, like, I was always scared of money, you know, and I was terrified of it. So like, if you look at, still today, like, I look at the bill of everything. It's a
bill of everything?
If something costs something, I want to know how much it was. Uh-huh. And so, like, how much is it? Like, I'm going to ask that question, whether it matters or not. It doesn't matter where I get in my life. I don't think I'm ever going to be free of how much was that?
How much was the dinner? How much was
dinner? How much was the tip? How much was the coat? How much was the jacket? What did me and Elena? Like, Elena's like, hey, it's going to be fine, man. Like, look at what you've done. We cannot spend this. And I'm like, how much was it? I want to know how much it was, because when I grew up, you had to know what things cost. Mm-hmm. And so the point, your question about money is a terrifying thing, because it's the one thing in life that, the NFL is not going to give me the ball. Mm-hmm. And I'm never going to get a chance to golf. I can't win in those environments, but with money, everybody gets money. It's the one place where everybody gets it, and now what do I do? Mm-hmm. And I can lose it now. So it's a terrifying concept, like power. Very few of us ever get any kind of influence or power, right? Once you get it, you're like, hey, what do I do with this? Am I going to do it? Am I going to do the right things with it? Mm-hmm. And so I think people withhold themselves because they don't We're not educated about money. We don't know where it comes from. We have a lot of misinformation about it. Our parents terrified us. You know, money doesn't grow on trees. Save your money, it'll save you. All these things our parents told us because they were enamored or encumbered with the same kind of liabilities around money.
Right.
I don't know how to get it. I don't know how to keep it. And the worst part that we're all at is I don't know how to invest it.
Yeah.
So what I'll do is some people get good at getting it. Very few, actually. Fewer people at keeping it, but probably more than getting it. Mm-hmm. There's probably a big group in America that have learned how to keep money.
Because they're afraid to lose it.
They don't want to invest it. They don't want to use it. They don't want to, Kanye talks about this, how white people save all their money. And they just keep it. They just store it. Like I had an uncle, he buried everything he ever made. It went in the backyard.
Wow.
The other uncle was he was a guy that he worked hard, very, very frugal, Italian descent, and he would buy real estate, but it was always buy low and sell high. He actually never sold anything, but that was the concept: buy low, buy the cheapest, lowest, get everything on a deal. If there's food stamps to be gotten, you go get those food stamps. If there's a government deal, get it. If it's Section 8 and the government will pay you, pay it. So both these guys, different kind of mentalities, were extremely frugal. Mm-hmm. My other uncle worked in a refinery. He basically saved all his money, paid everything off, got out of debt. That was their lifestyle. My dad died when I was 10. So he paid all his debt off, had everything paid. And so that's all I had, right? Everybody around me was like, get money,
keep it,
don't use it, but you should invest, but nobody ever learns that third one. Mm-hmm. And so I think we're just a bunch of people walking around terrified of this apparency of it's scarce,
right?
And it's not. Mm-hmm. And it's not. There's nothing scarce about it.
Also, to make sure you're actually taking action after watching this video, I've designed a special free worksheet just for this video. The worksheet will highlight all of the lessons learned in this video, as well as pull out our 3 favorite learnings and quotes that will inspire you to actually do something. The worksheet will also give you space to write down what your key takeaways are and your specific plan of action to make sure you're getting results. If you want the worksheet designed specifically for this video, absolutely for free, there's a link in the description below. Go click on it and start building the momentum in your life and your business. I'll see you there. Rule number 5, attract success.
I'm always keeping it real with you. What has happened to our country that we make our idols and our icons and our heroes rappers and entertainers and ball players, and then we show disgust for a businessman that can bank $50 million a year or $20 million a year? What is wrong? Look, when a guy can go out and make passive investments, great decisions, execute, show tremendous discipline, okay, and disconcert between good investments and bad investments, and then make 20 million or 30 million bucks, pay $3 or $4 million in taxes, $3 or $4 million to his charities, his churches, his community, helps out with groups of people, and we have discontent for the businessman that's out there year after year making great investments, great decisions, showing leadership in the marketplace. Look, that marketplace out there, that economy is the most savage, most difficult playing field in the world to negotiate. Yet, who do we admire in our culture? Rock stars? Look, these guys got great skills. Kid gets out of school, makes $12 million the first year, and we make posters of them in sweatshirts. And you put their kids in their jerseys. But what about the business people that make our economy work, that pay the taxes, that make the schools work, the churches work, that make the fire department, the police department, because they pay taxes, because they're out there making great investments? Look, admire business people that are able to bank year after year. Admire these people, study them, learn from them. Don't be disgusted with them, and turn off anybody that would suggest to you that making money in this country is wrong. Look, don't envy business people. Admire them, emulate them, learn from them. Particularly these guys are doing it year after year after year, not just on income, but on wealth development, because that's where you need to be. That's where you need to be thinking. That's the economy you want to create for yourself, your family, your household, and your future.
Rule number 6, create time. Don't manage it.
You know, this concept of time management has been pushed off on me my entire life. And I have never, ever agreed with it. I'm like, why would I want to manage time? Why would I, what am I going to do? How do you manage time? What do I do? I'm going to watch these seconds. Dude, I don't want to manage time. I want to produce. I want to be highly productive. I want to squeeze time. I literally want to take time and I want to turn 60 minutes into 3 hours of production. That's the different thing that you need today, not manage time. Now, there are some tricks when managing time, if that's where you want to come from, like Alan Greenspan. Alan Greenspan and his roommate in college, his roommate's father taught Alan Greenspan a little trick that Alan Greenspan used his whole life. And it was to break up the day into 15-minute blocks. 15 minutes, I have something, and then fill up the next 15 minutes. Now, the reason Alan did that, and I like that concept a lot, is because he didn't want white space on that calendar. He knew white space was a problem because white space, nothing in the 15 minutes is a waste of time. See, before you start thinking about just managing time, first I want you to do this. Number one, I want you to make a list of things that you're doing every day that is a waste of time. That is the way you create time, not manage it. The first thing I want to do is look at things that I'm doing that are wasteful, those 2 or 3 hours a day that are wasteful moments, things I'm doing on Facebook that just are a waste of time, or maybe a game I'm playing that's a waste of time, or maybe a newspaper I'm reading where I'm not really learning anything. I'm reading about the celebrities. It's a waste of time. Okay, second thing I want you to do is this. I want you to then start thinking about these 15-minute blocks and filling that calendar up. But the third and most important thing I want you to think about is how can you create time? How can you literally take 24 hours and pack more into it so that you can become more productive, so that you can use that urgency concept and really blow up your career, blow up your life, make the most incredible life for your family, for you, for the kids, for your wife, for your husband, and for your clients so that you can take care of yourself materially as well.
Rule number 7, focus on discipline.
12 years ago, we had done maybe, $20 million over the internet. We'd done over $1 billion in sales over the internet in the last 12 years, okay? Thank you. Like, you guys got to learn how to use enthusiasm. Like, when you use it, use it. Like, the more you use, the more you get. You're like, I'm gonna save my energy now. I don't want to give him too big a hand too early. It's really early today. Come on. Look, man, when somebody's successful, you ought to throw down. That's what I'm talking about. See, y'all got to quit trying little tricks and gimmicks. Like, if you got to walk on fire to get excited, you are up. Like if you can't at will, whenever you want to, for any reason, just get excited, then you got a problem. Okay? Because in the real world, you can't be in the middle of a meeting and I'm trying to get her to give me like $100 million and I'm feeling a little depressed or bad right now, or I got my attention on my kids and I'm like, okay. Everybody's gonna be like, nah, we weren't gonna give you the 100 until you started pumping your chest. Right? You can't say, hang on a second, man, I got to go into a state change. Like, that's not real. You guys understand? You have to be able to, that's a gimmick. And gimmicks take time, okay? And gimmicks cannot be duplicated. What can be duplicated are disciplines. And that's what we're going to be sharing with you over the next 3 days. Disciplines can be duplicated. If you've seen my children, okay? How many of you have seen Sabrina and Scarlett? Oh, yeah. Those are disciplines, okay? If they were in here right now, they could get on that stage and talk to you. They know how to look you in the eyes. They know how to shake your hand because they have been taught how to communicate. We spend less time on teaching them how to count than we do communicate, connect with people, okay? We have them homeschooled. The homeschool teacher, what do you want them to learn? You just keep teaching them what I'm teaching them. You teach them confidence. You teach them poise. You teach them the ability to communicate. Be dangerous, not careful, okay? We teach our kids how to be dangerous. I teach my kids how to meet strangers and greet strangers. We teach our kids that strangers have everything they want and strangers are not dangerous, okay? Is there danger in the society? Yeah, that's what those guys are for over there. So I'm gonna put my kids in an environment where they can meet 99% of the people and feel safe to meet them, talk to them, communicate with them.
So I want to make sure that my kids can walk into an environment and have zero concern about him, her, or him. And they can walk out and say, hey, I want to meet you, because strangers have everything that you want. The people you don't know and haven't met. These guys dressed in their robes. What do you call the robes? The Condor, okay? I have one in my closet, by the way. I love the Condor. I put the Condor on one time and I was like, I'm a bad, bad man. Dude, I felt so freaking powerful. It was amazing, okay? I grew a beard. I'm like, now I'm a man, okay? Give me a camel. Okay, it was like phenomenal, right? Like, but you guys need to have that kind of swag everywhere in life. And regardless of how old you are, 25 and you're like, I'm too young to have swag, or 55 and now you're too old, it's not true. You just need to get the confidence, the bravado, not fake it. You don't need to fake it. You need to get confidence. If I could get rid of this right here in life, if I could get rid of these downs, man, how confident would I be? I mean, like, I'm going into every deal, I'm gonna win. And that is possible, folks, okay? But it starts with, who knows me? Because if I'm walking around this planet and nobody knows me, I'm gonna be terrified.
Rule number 8, be who you are.
Be a better guy, man. I mean, you know, just be a good guy and be, you know, the thing I'm proud of is I get to be Grant all the time. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm like, hey man, I finally got to be what I finally became what I wanted to be.
What was that?
Me.
Yeah.
You know, that I don't have to apologize anymore, and that I quit screwing up, and I quit having to call people and say, hey man, I went too far, you know. If I could just pull some of that back without that drug that psychiatrist was trying to use. Right. You know, that if I'm less dependent upon aggression, you know, and I could kind of manifest more, you know, like you talk about.
Let it flow more.
Let it flow, dude. Yeah. Let it flow, you know, but if I could get that perfect balance of aggression and flow.
That's a sweet spot, yeah.
It's sweet, dude. It's hard to find that thing.
That's a sweet spot.
You know, to be that, I don't want to be the little stream that drips. You know, I want to be like, but I don't want to damage anybody. Right. I don't want to hurt anybody. You know, I don't want to be in competition anymore. But I also don't want to lose the edge. Right. You know,
it's a dance,
dude. It's a dance.
It's a dance, man.
You know, like your girl said to me the other night. She's like, she said something before she left. She's like, I really get who you are. You know. That hits me when people say that to me. Most people don't get who I am.
That's beautiful.
You know, and she said, I really get who you are. Yeah. And a lot of people don't. Yeah. And sometimes it hurts, right? Because I know who I really am. Yeah. But I also know the things I'm trying to accomplish for me. You know, like Ryan gets who I am. You know, Ryan never takes me on. Man, you're the best, Grant. You're the best. he strokes me right through it. And you know, my wife, I can see my wife, she gets tired of the pounding, you know. But hey man, I just, you know, I'm a right-handed hitter, you know, or I got a certain ball that I throw, a certain shot I make, and it's my go-to, you know, and when I get threatened, I'm gonna go to that. And if I could develop some other set of skills, you know, that would be a cool thing.
Rule number 9, avoid negative people.
The thing is not to just be positive. Not even to offer this no negativity policy that I talk about. The way to avoid negative and distracting people, man, is to vibrate at a rate so fast, okay, that you're out in front of them. Once I got a speeding ticket, actually here in Miami, and the police officer says, why are you speeding? Why are you in such a hurry? I'm like, dude, I'm trying to stay away from the crazies. Okay? If I can just get ahead of everybody else, I'm not distracted by anybody but guys like you. And your job is to stop me, but the truth is their job is to stop me, distract me, and cause me to turn around and stop my mission. See? So I got my ticket and moved on and went to the head of the pack again. See, this is what I'm telling you, man. Look, if you want to not be bogged down by negative, distracted people, you need to take responsibility that you're slowing down enough to get caught up by this magnetic charge of distractive and negative people. Dude, you need to vibrate so fast that these people are distracting other people, not you. Get way ahead of the crowd. Get so busy that nobody's gonna jack with you, man, because you're filling up your pipeline, you're full, you're busy, and you don't have this stuff sticking to you. Look, if you got negative people around you, if you got distracted people, and we all do, But if it's causing you to be distracted and negative, dude, you need to vibrate. You need to fill up your pipeline. You need to explode, blow up, get busy. So this isn't happening to you because you're partly responsible. Fill your pipeline up.
And rule number 10, the last one before some very special bonus clips, is don't quit.
What are you willing to give up? You guys got to keep assessing the situation and not be broad stroke about it and say, oh, I'm not going to be a dilettante, or I'm going to be a professional. I'm not going to. No, but what are you going to give up? There are times, though, again, when I will give up that agreement. See, like one of the things I have on here, being right. You have to give up being right. You know, you can't want to be right and be successful. They don't even go together. It's impossible. So again, I'm willing to give up being right. I just gotta, don't quit, man. If you don't quit, you can't fail. It's impossible. Failure becomes impossible for those that don't quit. It's impossible. Just think about it. If I keep moving towards the destination, if I'm going through the alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, dude, if you just keep going all the way to Z, you finish the alphabet. You break your leg along the way, somebody cuts your tongue out, you get waterboarded, you get a divorce, you lose your dad, you lose a puppy. If you get to Z, you finish the alphabet, period. And boy, when I heard that, I'm like, God damn, what was I thinking? I was thinking I could fail. I can't fail if I don't quit. So that means I got to dump people out of the car though along the way, right? But we had to get rid of a whole bunch of people. I have to get rid of people. How many people have gone, Johnny? I mean, guys, like if you saw the wreckage, like so much, you don't see it, you know? I'm not saying get rid of people. I'm just saying like what are you willing to give up? Okay, on my list, I've given up a house, I've given up money. I gave up my retirement accounts. I had millions of dollars sitting in retirement accounts. I paid the penalty to get the money because it was a mistake years ago. I got convinced by the banks to build an IRA or a 401k because I was trying to figure out how to exit. Actually, the people that were giving me the advice were telling me to figure out how to exit. You're planning an exit when you're 30, and it's stupid. Think about what you're doing. You're not going to retire until you're 70. And the rich people never worry about their retirement accounts. Warren Buffett has not got a 401k. He's got Coca-Cola. See the difference? See the difference in the think? Okay? So like you guys have to take a look at what you know that is now a liability. What you know to be true that has become a liability for you. If you just study the middle class of America, study the entire structure of the American economy, you will see where a lot of these liabilities exist that are core values that you have, not just for you, but for the entire population of people. And like if you just look at the structure of America, 311 million people, most of them are not doing well. You hear about it every day. So the solution is let's give everybody college. You know, let's give everybody college. Well, college could be one of the problems. Look, you know, let's make sure everybody gets through high school. Okay, could be one of the problems actually, that it takes 12 years to learn how to count. And still no product, really. So anyway, I'm not saying, I'm not worried about trying to change all that. I'm just saying you might want to look at how some of that has influenced you. You know, the retirement accounts, the life insurance. How many of you got life insurance? How many of you got some cash value sitting there, some hold? Dude, get the money. Don't wait till you die.
How do you build wealth and stay happy at the same time?
Well, number one is I don't think, money will not make you happy. Like if you're not happy, you're not happy. So it'll make you jubilant and it'll make you giddy for a second. You know, if I dropped off 100 million, at your feet right now, it would definitely change your attitude for a bit. But sooner or later, you're coming back. You're coming back to your happiness level. I've never tried to get money to make me happy, ever. I've never thought, I'm gonna go get X money, this much money, and I'm gonna somehow be happier. I've never, ever, I don't even know where this concept came from, the connection between the two. You know, I go to the gym, I think I'm gonna build muscle. I go to the water fountain, I think I'm gonna quench a thirst. I go to a football game, I think I'm gonna be entertained. I get money, I never think about, okay, I'm gonna get 10 million bucks and I'm gonna suddenly be happy. Now, I never even think about it like that. I'm gonna get 10 million and then I'm gonna invest it and I'm gonna pick up 30 million on the next swing and I'm gonna take 30 million and convert that to 90 million. I'm gonna take that and convert it into 270 and I'm gonna get to, you know, blah, 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 right? And then what am I gonna do with it? But dude, I'm never thinking about it. It's gonna make me happy.
Best advice I ever received. My mom said, hey, invest in yourself. You'll never lose. I have reminded myself of that so many times. Workshops I go to, events that I attend where I'm going as somebody to get educated. Okay. Books that I've read, I'm like, it's not a waste of time. Even if you don't think you learned anything, it is not a waste of time. You think you haven't, that it was a waste of time or you didn't learn anything because you hadn't used it yet. You may use that piece of data one day. And so number one, anything you invest in time or money in trying to improve yourself, you're not going to lose that.
The beauty salon, the restaurant, the bar owner, the consultant, we've all had the experience of resenting our customers, starting not to like them. And it's because we become dependent upon them. We have too few.
If we're resenting our customer, what is that saying about us? That we're not building our brand, that we're not growing, that we're not selling enough?
Yeah, you didn't build the top of your funnel out enough because this part of it's easy. Even though you hate them, they never pay you money. This is the kind of stuff that goes on. They don't pay me enough. They always complain. They never use the product. No matter what I do for them, they bitch and complain. Okay, they're never happy. Blah blah blah. Right? Well, the truth is, those are indications that you didn't build your customer base wide enough because you now resent them. Your resentment is an indication that you rely on them too much. And every time they complain to you, it reminds you, shit, I'm too reliant on too little. And we've all done it. We all do it. I've done it. Right now, I'm doing it in my real estate. I told my guy, Ryan, the other day, I said, we're depending on this one guy too much. And he's like, why do you say that? Because I'm starting to resent him.
So what's the first thing we should do? What's the action steps after that when we resent our customers? You got
to understand it's not about them, it's about you. It has nothing to do with them. You need to go wide. You need to go get more customers. If you resent Facebook, if Facebook pisses you off, it is because you are too reliant on Facebook.
Money's pretty simple too. How do you get it? How do you keep it? How do you multiply it? Most people spend their whole life just getting it. They never know how to keep it. I mean, we don't even understand basic stuff that currency is basically comes from the word current, where something is moving. You don't actually get to own money. You don't own the money. The money is going to go some other place. And so, yeah, it's unfortunate, but we're taught nothing on that subject.
How do you maintain a positive, opportunistic, upbeat attitude during times like this?
You know, I struggle with it just like everybody else. This is not an easy time. It's scary. Uncertainties everywhere. Bad news everywhere. The thing that I continue to do is, I was just telling Jared a few minutes ago, we're just thinking too small. You know, we're thinking too small. And so, I'm like, where am I going? Where am I trying to get to? Because I could be seduced into a beach right now pretty easily. I'm going to go lay on the beach and I don't need to do all this, you know, and then I'm like, wait a minute, there's no beaches open either. Like there's the Caribbean shut down, the damn St. Bart's is shut down. There's everywhere you go, there's problems, right? So there's no getting away from that. Where am I going?
Yeah.
So the thing I need to wake up every morning, hey, I'm still going for $10 billion worth of real estate, maybe 20.
Yeah.
Why not 30? So how do I do that? Got to stay relevant. Got to keep paying my bills. Got to take care of my properties. Got to show people that I know how to get through tough shit. You can't expand if you fold every hand. You can't win if you fold every hand. So you got to play the cards you got right now. It's tough. But I have to keep making contacts with people that can actually benefit me in 21, 22, 23.
I got to be a beacon of possibility and potential and future. So that when things start lifting off and we can do deals, I'm relevant to the conversation. Yeah. And I got to cross my fingers, dude, and just believe that. I got to believe that things are going to get better.
Keep taking care of yourself every day. You got to do the work. Some things you cannot delegate. Taking care of your body, food you eat. Somebody can cook it for you. You still got to put it in. And then you got to take care of yourself. And then you got to take your ideas and your dreams. Only you know what they really are. And only you and you alone know what your real potential is. Your wife can't do that for you. Your husband can't. Your boss can't. Your manager can't. God's not going to even do it for you, folks. You got to do that. You want to be in good shape? You can pray for it all you want. You want to get your money right? You can pray for it, but you got to do the work. Your destiny is waiting for you, but you got to do the work.
What's your biggest tip for anyone who, they obviously have all intention, purposes to want to collaborate? What are some of the best ins or the best ways around
Money,
of course.
pay
Money
to play.
Money
Man.
works, yeah.
Pay to play.
Yep.
Universal language, planet Earth. Pay to play. Whatever people. I was doing before our last conference, and maybe we wrap it up with this. Before our last conference, a guy came in my office from a big bank and said, "Hey, I want to talk to you about lending you some money for your apartment building." So I'm like, "Great. Have you bought a ticket to my conference?" "No, I haven't." I said, "I don't have time for you." So it's like pay to play, man. It is the simplest hack on planet Earth.
Yep.
I'm going to take garbage pieces of paper, dumb little pieces of rectangle paper, and give them to you to speed up my process. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't know this for 45 years.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was so hung up on trading paper for access. It's what all the big players do. I mean, I even had this arrogant thing. I'm not paying to connect up. Like, dude, this is how everything works on this planet.
Rule number 8, get big.
Every city I've ever been to, when I work with CEOs, they say, number one problem here is the people. I said, then you need to get better. So to the degree that you're having problems with people, you got to get better, and it starts with you. And you're only going to hire the people. Like, we have people come to us. I'm turning resumes down. I'm like, I can't see enough people. Like, I got people that so many people want to work with us because we're successful. Right. And if you want good people, get big.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to work at Facebook. Okay. The average person at Facebook makes just under $250 a year. Which, by the way, if you do any kind of financial literacy, you would know that guy walks away with 60 grand. 250 in Silicon Valley converts to 60,000 bucks after all his expenses. He's broke. He might not have 60, by the way. So, you're going to have to go through a bunch of people. Recruiting should be the number one thing for every company out there, every entrepreneur. First thing you should look for is not a sale. That's what I did wrong. I was looking for a sale. I should have been looking for a recruit.
So focus more on team building than just sales.
Now, well, you need to recruit, and that means you need to pay people. Now we're back to that other ugly problem that nobody wants to talk about. I need some money. Everybody wants to be the boss. Nobody wants to pay the invoice.
Success is a contact sport. You cannot be successful if you don't make contact. You guys interview people and then you never follow anybody up, man. Nobody follows anybody up. I spent $2 million with a lawyer that's never called me back. Same thing for the barber, same thing for the cosmetologist, same thing for the plumber, same thing for the roofer. Dude, you guys don't call people back because you think they're not interested. Do you think I'm only going to have one car accident? People that have one car accident end up in 3 of them. Okay? Divorcees, guy gets a divorce. Everybody here knows somebody that's got 4 of them. Buck, he ends up with 4 different attorneys. Like, you guys don't follow up. You are a business, not a lawyer. The chiropractor has the same problem. He goes and spends all this money on equipment. He knows how to do an adjustment. He doesn't know how to build a business.
Do you think from a marriage perspective or from a partner perspective where you've got this hunger to go and build a business? Because I speak from my own experience here in the sense of if I'm not in a good space with my wife, or we might argue, or something's not right, I couldn't give a fuck about building a big business, right?
I agree with that. I agree with that.
What advice do you have for entrepreneurs who are in
I didn't care,
relationships?
if my marriage was falling apart right now, I would still care about my business. Because my business is my dreams are so native to me. Meaning they're innate. They were with me before the kids and before her. I'm not giving those up. And that's all I told her when I got married to her. I said, look, I will give anything up, but I will not give those up. She's like, I don't want you to. I want to see if I can make them bigger. I'm like, you're my girl. So that's what I want. Like, I don't want to give up, and I don't want her to give up on her dreams. Right? And then if the two dreams can come together, right?
It's utopia.
And then the marriage is going to be cool. There's going to be bumpy spots and working all that out and who's doing what, and you said this and we correct each other all the time, and I wish you wouldn't have said that, and whatever, I got a big mouth. And, but, I think the spiritual condition, it should be first. And then that'll handle the marriage thing, because for me, my dreams are a spiritual condition. They're like the things I want to do, the things I've always dreamed of, the things that satisfy me and make me feel filled, like are of a spiritual nature. It's not really about money for me. I respect $100. So if you give me $100, I respect that as a lot of money.
Gotcha.
Now, that being said, it's not going to be a lot for very long. And if you got 2 kids that need to eat today, it depends on what your needs are, right? I got a wife and 2 kids, so $100 probably ain't gonna last the whole day. But $100 for a minute, that's a lot of money. Now, if I could figure out how to get more money coming in, it's only a lot of money if you got more money coming in.
Understood.
Because I can probably exhaust almost any amount of money. This is the problem with the NFL, the NBA, the MLB, the rappers.
When they move on,
they got a pile of money, but what they don't have is more money coming in.
Gotcha.
And so now, $1 million is a lot of money if you got $1,000 every day coming in, because you can't get through it. I always tell Elaine, I said, dude, as long as we make $1 more because of my net worth, if I make $1, just $1 every day. $1 today is a lot of money, because it means I never go backwards.
No one thing will blow a good relationship. There's not one thing I can tell my wife. My wife says, hey, you're getting fat. Okay? What is that? How's that going to hurt me? Y'all got to get hard, man. Y'all got to practice being hard. Y'all got to practice telling people the truth. Y'all got to practice being hard on yourselves. You got to practice maybe not taking every weekend off. Okay? I had a bunch of people leave my office the other night at 6 o'clock. Dave Robards is walking out of here. All these guys walking out at 6:03. Natasha's leaving at 6:03. I'm like, oh, you guys are all rich now, huh? Why do you think you got to leave? Why do you guys think you've earned the right to leave at 6 o'clock? Right? Why do you guys think you've earned the right to charge overtime for everything that you do overtime? Oh, I need to get my overtime. No, you don't. You need to add value is what you need to do. You need to get hard on yourself. I have belief now. I know what I can do now. Once you know what you can do, then you can do it a second time. And that's why so many people can go bankrupt and then come right back, because they know now. The first time you do it, you don't know. The second time you do it, you're like, I think maybe the third and fourth time, you're like, I know for sure I can do this. Before you diversify, go bang on another door.
Yeah.
You need to become the freaking door banging of the universe.
So I want to talk about that, right?
Yeah, can I use that word here?
100%. 100%.
You need to become you need to go bang on. Yeah, you need to go bang on a door. They tell you to get out of the neighborhood, and you go figure out how to bang on it again and not get arrested.
Yeah.
If you can figure that gig out, I guarantee you will be the most successful person your genetic code has ever generated.
Yeah.
Anyone in your family, everybody I know says, man, learn how to cold call. I have the career I have today because I learned how to cold call. If you took everything away from me right now, the things that are most valuable to me, you can't take away. So you take the plane away, you take the money away, take the real estate the portfolio away. 3 years from now, I'll be bigger than I was, because now I have courage. If you guys can just find your courage, man, And that's a muscle. You got to go build a muscle of courage. I have courage. Nobody can take that away from me. You can't steal it from me. You can't beat it out of me.
What were the lessons you learned, starting from essentially zero, having no money, no contacts, no relationships, no opportunities in a town that you went to for this show? What did you realize were the keys to actually making money, even if you didn't have any?
Well, as you see the show, you see that I actually never make any money, right? So the two girls, they actually they follow three of us, and the two girls went out and got a job in the first week. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong, or my way's better or worse, but they are strategies. Okay, they're different strategies. I was not there to get a job or to earn money. I was there looking for one thing: opportunity. I never spent time looking for money ever, the entire 90 days. Okay, I'm not looking for money. I was actually looking for contracts through the contacts. I wasn't looking for money because I knew the evaluation of the company in the last segment. An evaluator will come in and determine what my company's worth, my new company, right, that I created. And at that point, I just need to validate to him, dude, my company's worth this based on that. The entire 90 days, I never touched the first 100 they gave me. And this was to prove to people, dude, you do not need money. Like, it's not true you need money. You do need contacts.
You need people. You need relationships.
You need people. You need the right people, though. The right people that are already in play. Okay? Just because a guy's got money. I remember a billionaire friend of mine, he could buy a jet. And I said, hey, Bob, should I buy a jet? He said, you should, I shouldn't. Meaning, Grant should, and he's way wealthier than I am. He could have bought 40 of them. He's like, I don't have a place to go in mine. You could use yours every day. So you got to find somebody that's in place, somebody that not just has money, but somebody that wants to do more with their money. So you'll notice in the first 10 days, I don't spend any money. I don't spend money on shelter, not on food, and not on water. Nothing. Then what I do is I end up accumulating assets. And it's unfortunate that the viewer doesn't see this. Within 5 days, I have two vehicles. One was given to me by Discovery, and the other one was a $40,000 Jeep that I basically used from Ryan, this guy I met, and told him, I'm going to sell your Jeep. I'm going to drive it around town and put 10 miles a day on it, and I'm going to sell it. Well, that's a $43,000 asset. My truck was worth $4,000. I still had my $100. I lived in a $46,000 RV that I was trying to sell. So, what's the other thing I did? And I picked up $10,000 to do in a 15% partnership in the equity of the upside of this guy's company. So literally in 10 days, I was accumulating contacts that could get me equity. And the important part of that story is, man, go get you some equity. Jay-Z talks about this. You're getting, so many of you young brothers are getting an advance while I'm picking up the equity. When COVID happened and the country shut down, I flew in, I told my guys, I'm like, hey guys, I want to get rid of an entire department, 43 people. And they're like, you're overreacting. I said, good, sleep on it. We'll talk tomorrow. Okay. So that next morning I called them at 8 o'clock. I'm like, are you guys ready to kill the department? No, we're not. I said, well, good, kill the department. It's not your call, it's my call.
Wow. I
don't need your support on it. Eliminate the department. There was two reasons I did that. Number one, I needed our attention. By the way, it is the dream department of this company. I've tried to put this department together for 7 years and failed. And I'm still going to do it. It's a big dream of mine. So I had to give up a dream of mine. Now, this is one of my principles of success. Dude, if you want to move, give up something. Wow. Give something up. Surrender something you love. 43 people did lose their job. Okay, it's terrible. 40 million would lose their job in the next 4 months. My 43 were the first. I was probably the first person to let people go in America.
One of the things I built my entire career over, one thing that probably has me responsible for more deals, more closes, more companies, more business than any other single thing I've done in my career. Write the deal up, okay? When I'm buying real estate, I've bought and sold $750 million worth of real estate, every one of them. Every property I bought was a sales game. It was all a sales game. First, I had to get my finances right. Second thing I had to do was make a call, follow the guy up. He's trying to sell a property. I got to find out Why would you sell it to me? How can I get in his circle of influence? Okay, how can I get their attention? How can I then follow them up to keep their attention? Every real estate deal I've ever bought required me to follow up just to buy the deal, which is a sales job. 3, I had to use my mixed pass to get the deal. 4, I had to write a deal up. I can talk till I'm blue in the face. There's a guy, I wanted to buy his property. He wouldn't respond to my phone call, so what I did was send him an LOI, a letter of intent to purchase his property. Number 4, if you don't get to the write-up, nothing matters. You guys in retail, you guys and gals in retail, if you're not writing the customer up, you're showing the product, presenting the product, walking around the product, and you never write them up, you will never close the deal. Every deal you have ever closed in your entire lifetime, guarantee you wrote it up. You didn't talk about it to close it. You had them on a contract, on a proposal. Somebody had to sign something to buy it. You wrote them up. I was married to my business. I was not going to do this until I had money.
Was that a good decision?
1,000%.
Or like if you had a relationship, you could have accelerated it.
No.
Explain that.
Because I was the dream, and I believe this. I told my wife when I got with her, I said, look, I'll do anything for you except one thing. I will not give up on my dream. If I got to surrender my dream, I'd rather be alone. Because if I abandon my dream, I'll abandon you. I truly believe that. I see so many people, man, they give up their dream for the wife. They give up their dream for the husband. They give up their, and then the wife and the husband get together and they have kids and then they give up their dream again because of the kids. And I said, the day we have kids, we cannot blame the kids for not going after our potential and our dreams. If we ever have kids when we were getting together. And she wasn't ready to have kids. She wasn't even ready for me. And so I knew she was the right person for me. And I'm like, look, I'll give you anything. Monogamy, I'll never cheat on you. I'll never jack around on you. I'll take care of you. I'll provide you with a life that you can only dream of. This was 12 years ago. I mean, this is way before Grant really hit full Grant, and which she's really added to and made it easier. But I said, look, if I got to be less than who I'm meant to be with you,
that's powerful.
Can't give you that.
That's strong.
So I said, I got books in me. This was before I'd ever written a book. I said, I got books in me. I'm going to do the biggest events in the world. I'm going to do a TV show. Okay. I will be known by millions, if not billions of people. And I will leave a legacy. And that has been with me before I ever met you.
Amazing.
And I'm not giving that up, because if I give that up, I'll give you up. I mean, different people have different ways they invest, but they tend to be more focused on the long-term appreciation of an asset rather than give me money this second. And I think they're not stuck in this get-rich-quick thing.
It's a delayed gratification.
Yeah, they're more like, I'd rather have wealth tomorrow than rich today. And they do have a distinction between the rich and the wealthy. The super wealthy are looking to create wealth beyond their own means and needs. Like, they're not thinking about their kids, their boat, their plane. I know people think that, but that's not actually true. They're actually thinking about, how do I create wealth for a lot of people? Amazon's got 1 million employees.
Yeah.
Now, most of them only earn minimum wage, but there's some people at the upper level of Amazon that are making fortunes. Training. If you're not going to train, then put a sign on your desk, I quit learning a long time ago, and see how many people want to buy from you. Tell your family, go home and tell your wife and your kids, I quit learning, I quit reading, I quit studying, I quit training, I can't get any better. Put on there, done, I'm finished, I'm in retirement early, I'm going to purgatory, I'm going to wait it out, cross my fingers, and hope they bring me to sales heaven. Look, you're done if you don't train, okay? Now, I know you know this, you've heard it, I hate to tell you this. My boy Conor McGregor. My boy Conor McGregor, okay? I went and saw him fight in New York. I went and saw him fight for one reason, because I saw him say, I'm not the best, this isn't about talent, it's because I'm obsessed, I out-train everyone else. I have to win so bad, I train. Look, if you're not training, that says something about your obsession or lack of obsession with winning. I want you to win. I know your wife or your husband, your spouse, your family members, your kids, your mom and dad want you to win at the next level, no matter what they tell you. Even if they tell you you're doing great, pat you on the back, you know the truth. You know the truth. The only way to win is to train. The only way to win is to read. The only way to win is to learn more, listen more, learn something new. Look, we're in a time like we've never been before. Technologies come and go faster than people do. Things are changing like this, whether it's video you're using or social media or Snap or short videos or videos that disappear or videos that stay or text messaging that you can create to push and market and brand yourself called text messaging, which I've been using a lot. Look, the world's changing. And if you're saying to yourself, I'm too old to learn that, well then guess what? You're too old to learn that. If you can't learn anything new, just put, I'm ripe and I'm about to fall off the tree and nobody's gonna want me. Look, man, you gotta train every single day like your life depends on it. Train every single day. I am here today. I own these 4 companies that I own, the studio, my reputation, everything is because when I was 25 years old to when I was 30 years old, every single day, I trained watching video every day. I'd watch the video, I'd walk in, and then I would role play, and then we would do a sales meeting every single day.
Because you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. Most people start and don't finish. Most people never actually follow through. Most people say they want something, but they don't ever do the work to actually get it. But you are different. You are special. Believe Nation, you made it here all the way to the end, and I love you. So as a special celebration, if you put a hashtag believe down in the comments below on this video, I will showcase you and celebrate you somewhere on the screen in a future video because you are awesome. For 10 more amazing rules from Gary Vee, check the video right there next to me. I think you'll love it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
I think it's the following. My brother AJ is a better basketball player than me because he's put in more work on his left hand and his jumper, so he deserves it. He's not in the NBA. You can be an entrepreneur. The problem is